dramatic. They don't write them like the way they write your first love.
How long have you been listening to Lily Kincade?
I think since 2021, maybe. I think that's when I found you. I think that's when I discovered you. You were all over my For You page, but it wasn't until 2022, I think, that we kind of connected. I think we shared a couple DMs, and that was when I kind of became more involved with the music. I kind of knew everything back to front. Yeah, so it's been quite a few years now.
When you first saw the album title Cinematic, what did you think it would sound
Okay,
like?
that's a good question. So I know you as an artist. I knew you would capture that word, that feeling really well. Um, and I kind of expected there to be kind of a mixture of big moments, but also like behind the scenes, which is exactly what you did. I mean, that's the first track on the album, and I think you captured the whole vibe very well. It's kind of exactly how I expected it, but I knew you would make a start to finish kind of cohesive piece of work based on that kind of feeling.
Which song hit you the hardest and why?
So I'm gonna go for a song that was already out before the album is coming out. Got Old. I think I'll have to re-listen and see, but that song out of all of the singles you released was my favorite by far. Like I just love it so much. I can't even explain why. I just think the production is great. The production is insane. I can tell how focused you were throughout the whole album on making something so perfect. And I think that's also my sister's favorite song. She loves that. My whole family listens to you constantly. One of those songs that the lyrics are so good. I mean, the lyrics of all of them are so good, but the lyrics are so good that it doesn't need like a really heavy kind of, yeah.
Were there any songs that surprised you sonically, lyrically, or emotionally?
Sonically, I'd say Piano at Parties. I think the first time I heard that, I was really shocked. I thought um, this is like a show-stopping song. This is amazing. This is like a kind of all too well moment. I thought that was amazing. I need a 10-minute version of that. Um, but I feel like there's just so many, the storytelling is really great. So much imagery with that song. So I really love that. That was a great surprise sonically. Lyrically, I think Crime Scene with No Evidence is amazing. That tells a great story and a very specific story. So I really like that one too. That was a good surprise.
What three words would you use to describe the album?
That's a tricky one. So, what would I say? Bold. It's bold, definitely. Um, what else? I mean, there's so many words that describe this. I'll try and think of the best three I can. It's very vulnerable. I think it's a very vulnerable album. Bold. What else? And it's an experience. I'd say from start to finish, it is like an experience. You really feel like you're in the album, if that makes sense. I will be honest if there's a skip or something on an album,
Yeah.
but this is one of those albums I can tell you've put so much work into deciding which songs go on it. And I know that you've written so much for it, and I can tell you there is no skips on it. Like it's one of those things, you know, when you first listen to an album,
Yeah.
sometimes you kind of have to say to yourself, I need to listen to it again to make myself like it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does grow on you and you're like, it always was a good album. But with this one, I listened to it, I've only listened to it once all the way through, and I already could tell how good the songs were. I didn't have to say, oh, I need to give it a re-listen and see if I like it next time, you know? So
Okay.
that's good. That's great.
What song do you think Kincadians are going to talk about the most once the album
I
drops?
think Crime Scene with No Evidence, again, I think that's a great one. I think they'll be very excited for that. Um, Cinematic, of course, the title track, I think it captures the album perfectly. So you've done well on that. I think that is is great. That is one of the ones that has a really amazing build up and it just hits so hard. I think that's probably the one that I would hope that they are talking about the most, especially as it's the title track as well. I think that's great.
Which song from the album do you relate to the most right now?
So which one do I relate to right now? Probably behind the scenes, sadly. Um, if I was by myself right now, I'd probably be crying because The songs are so, you know what I mean? But I'm in public, so I can't.
What moments made you feel the most understood as a listener?
I think it's difficult to kind of pinpoint a moment because I think the whole album is really kind of immersive. And I think you've got a great balance of your input as a writer, great balance of your input as a writer and your feelings, which obviously build up the song, as well as allowing some interpretation to the listener. So I think what what was so stand out to me is that I'm able to relate to the songs myself without having too much detail of your life in the songs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like you've given your soul, as you said earlier, but not too much detail to the point where it becomes unrelatable. And I think that's a great balance.
How would you describe this album?
Okay, this is a tricky one. So I'd say it's like a mixture of the best kind of catchy melodies as well as deep lyrics. Um, it's hard to describe because it's really something unique. Like it's not just a kind of generic like pop record. I think deep lyrics, great production, kind of like cohesive, a thematically cohesive experience because it really matches the vibe that you've set out with the kind of cover and the name of the album.
Did any lyrics stick out to you?
I think the whole of behind the scenes was great. I'd have to think about it. What's on behind the scenes? It's hard to pinpoint because I really liked the whole storytelling aspect of that. I liked the like down the yellow brick road. Um, I liked the whole of that song. It's hard to pinpoint the lyrics. I can't remember them off the top of my head,
The whole
but
thing.
yeah, the whole thing. I love overwatering flowers won't keep them alive in Got Old. I really like that. I always think about that.
How does this album make you feel?
Emotional, immersed. Like I felt myself in it as you hopefully intended to do, and you did. Um, and also just like I'm living out a movie. I feel like the whole album, cinematic, kind of reflects every single movie you've ever watched. If every single movie you've ever watched, every single genre has been put into one album and you've done like all of the emotions throughout the movie, like each song is a different emotion throughout the movies. I think that's how it made me feel, as if I'm living in a film studio kind of thing.
Felt like magic, but ended tragic.